Word up. Welcome to StevoTalks. I'm Stevo, and in this video I'm going to be talking about red flags when it comes to women. Basically, if you're out there dating, these are just some of the things to look out for, sort of like the warning signs that maybe you shouldn't date this person. Now, like I've mentioned in other videos, I'm not some big dating guru or anything like that. My dating experience is pretty like thin on the ground, but I've encountered a couple of these things. I've read some stuff and I've watched some stuff, so I sort of like got an idea of some of the warning signs and that. So I've just sort of like strung together some of the things that I think us guys ought to look out for when it comes to particular women. So without further ado, I will roll on to the first one. Victim in her relationships. So if you're with a girl, woman, and she talks about previous relationships, things like that, and she's always the victim, it was always the other person's fault. If she's like, oh, when I dated such and such, he was like this, and then when I dated this other guy, he was like that, blah blah blah. If there's a continual pattern that she's always the victim, chances are it isn't. Chances are it's her that was the problem, and probably she finished with these guys, or the guys finished with her because she was the one that was causing all the problems. So, I mean, you just got to think of it. If she's the constant in all these different equations, then chances are it's actually her that is causing the problem. So yeah, just something to look out for there. If she's always the victim, do away with her. It's just something, because chances are she'll probably go bad mouthing you as well. If like you finish with her, and it'll be like you were the problem. You were the one that was causing all the upset. Number two sort of relates a little bit with the first one, but it's something that kind of happened to me, and it's horrible, and that's talking about her ex or her exes. Now, just a word for women out there: don't, if you're with a guy, don't talk about your ex. Don't don't say anything about your ex. Just, you know, I think it was Hamza in one of his videos. He says it's disgusting if you're with a girl and she starts talking about her ex, especially if she's doing it in a sort of like, oh, he was amazing, he was great, and you're just like there next to her, and she's like, massive red flag. I mean, if you to some degree, I think if you're there in bed with her, or in a room with her, or she's even in your car, and she starts going on about her ex, how great he was, you have every fucking right to kick her out of the car, kick her out of bed, get her out your ass. That it's Don't do it. The only like, I'll give a small caveat to that. The only time that maybe she can talk about her ex is, one, if it's negative, and again, I don't want to go sort of like contradicting the first one, but if it's negative and it's just sort of like a brief thing, like, you know, you've gone to a restaurant together, and she went to the same restaurant with one of her exes, and she had a bad time, and she just goes, oh yeah, okay, last time I came here it was with such and such, and oh, didn't have a good time, and he did this, oh god, that's... if it's just like that, you know, that's fine. That's not, again, it's like if she's bad mouthing all her exes and stuff like that, that's something to look out for. Or if she's just going on about her exes, how great they are and all this sort of stuff in front of you, no, don't put up with it, don't simp it. She might be beautiful, she might be gorgeous. If she does shit like that, don't be a simp, get rid. The next one, shit testing. Now you got to be careful with this, because women will, especially if it's just sort of like, you know, off the fly, you know, you've done some sort of like cold approach, and you've started chatting to a girl and you're getting on, and she's giving you shit tests, then that's sort of like fine, because she's testing you, she's testing the water, seeing like what you're made of, and rightfully so. If you just walked up to her, she doesn't know you. You know, if she chucks a couple of shit tests out there, she's just, you know, seeing how you're at. That's fair enough. But if she's testing you consistently, like you've been going out with her, and, you know, if you genuinely have been like treating her right, but she's still shit testing you, she's still sort of like saying little things or doing stuff just to sort of poke. If she's doing that constantly, then I think, you know, you need to have words with her, or you need to look at moving on. Because, you know, if you're genuinely being a good person, a good guy, and she's still doing that stuff to you, then to me, there's sort of like there's no sort of respect for you there. So I think you either need to have a word or walk away. The next one. Now this is probably it's a bit of an obvious one, really, but I mean a lot of guys can sort of ignore this. They can get sort of like blindsided, because especially if she's a you know, beautiful woman, she's sort of like, you know, an 8, 9, a 10, and she's great and all this sort of stuff. But that's if she has a history of cheating. So if she's actually already with someone while she's seeing you, you might be thinking, oh yeah, but she would, you know, she's with a guy now, but she's with me because she loves me, and she'll leave him and come and go for me. If she's cheated once, she'll cheat again. And it's even like founded in studies that the more a woman cheats, the more difficult it is for her to actually pair bond with someone and have a meaningful relationship. So if she's already, you know, if the snowball's already got bigger and it's rolling down that hill, she's already done it multiple times, chances are she'll probably leave the fella that she's with at the moment to get with you, but then 6 months, a year, 5 years down the line, she'll cheat on you with someone else, and she'll keep doing it. So, you know, if you're going into a relationship knowing that she has a history of cheating, like she's already in a relationship while she's seeing you, I mean, fair enough, sort of like enjoy it, but don't get too involved. Don't become too infatuated with her, because you'll probably just end up getting hurt. Like I say, this is something that's sort of happened to me. I was seeing this lass who was married, And yeah, I mean, it didn't end up working out very well, thank God. But yeah, if she's already seen someone and she's seeing you, that means she's a cheat. And if she cheats, chances are she'll cheat again. So just bear that in mind. Okay, I've got a few of them, but I think the last one that I'll do is, and this is going to sound a bit strange, but the last one is if she has lots of male friends. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why can't a girl have male friends? Well, she can. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But one, it depends on the context of how she sort of like knows the male friends, and two, again, it's like how many has she got? If she's got more male friends than she's got female friends, or if she says things like, "Oh, I'm more comfortable talking to guys than I am to girls," you gotta. That's a bit of a red flag. Now, going back to sort of like the context around it, you see, a girl could probably have a couple of male friends, but those male friends could be friends of this girl because these guys are sort of like married to one of the girls that knows this girl. So it's sort of like the connection through. So it's male friends, but they only know her through the girlfriends or the wives or that sort of thing. In that sort of way, that's fine. I've got friends that are girls, but I only know these girls that are my friends through my male friends because it is their girlfriends or wives. So, I'm never gonna call up like one of my friends' wives, even though like we are friends, but and say, "Oh, hey, do you want to come round and have some drinks?" Because then my mate is going to be like, "Steve, why are you asking my wife to come round for a few drinks?" That's just weird. But you see, they're just my friends through the if you like the mutual connection. So if there's like a mutual connection there, then yeah. But if it's just sort of she's got lots of male friends and she chats to all these male friends all the time, she's on the phone to them and stuff like that, chances are these male friends are are the guys that want to date her, but they're being friend zoned. And what they are doing is they're basically just simping. They're sort of buzzing around, and whenever this lass calls or texts them, they're just there on the phone saying, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Da, da, da. And you got to remember, if she's got all these male friends, if you do something wrong or something to upset her or piss off, she'll be going straight to these friends saying, "Oh, you can't believe what such and such." And what do you think these male friends, these guys, are saying to her? They're not going to be any part of the bro code or anything like that. They're going to be like going, "Oh, I can't believe he did that. Oh, you deserve better than him. You shouldn't be with him. They're going to be whispering like shit into her ear. So yeah, a girl who has lots of male friends, be wary, because chances are most of these male friends are just trying to get in her knickers. And if they see any sort of like chink in the armour, they will exploit it, and they will weasel and twist it and stuff like that just to try and get those knickers down. So you gotta be wary of that. So that's all I wanted to do for this video. Just sort of a little bit more of a quick one. Again, just trying to build the channel up, sort of try and make some context. I'm not as flashy as a lot of these other channels out there with all the fancy editing. Maybe one day, further down the line, you know, get a bit of cash and stuff like that. Like I say, I've already invested in a nice new microphone. So, but yeah, I'm just trying to build the channel up. So I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. Definitely leave a comment down below if there's any other like red flags, things that I haven't mentioned, things that you think should be red flags. Put them in the comments below, and if I get a chance, I'll read them and possibly use them for another video. And oh yeah, please do subscribe, because it does help these little channels sort of grow and get out there. So yeah, that's it for this video. Until the next one, see you later.